I absolutely bombed a podcast, and it's going live next week. Please don't listen to it. Please do not listen to it. The link is in the description box below. Here are the 5 biggest mistakes I made when I bombed the podcast, so you don't have to make them. My name is Hannah Michelotti. I'm a public speaking and presentation skills expert out of Portland, Oregon, and I work with corporate and creative professionals like you to put more personality back inside of your presentations so you not only engage your listeners, but you persuade your listeners. Mistake number 1, I went absolutely rogue on equipment.
Go to plan B. Okay, great. What is that?
The host of this podcast sent me a very reasonably priced podcast recommended headset and microphone built in. Did I buy it? Nope, absolutely not. I went with my Rode microphone, which serves me very well on YouTube and in videos like this. However, it does not translate as well to podcasts over Zoom. In fact, my microphone failed on the podcast. Please buy the recommended equipment, which leads me to mistake number 2. Test your equipment. Here's the thing. I did test my equipment. I tested my little microphone. I created a Zoom call. I joined the Zoom call on my iPad, called in on my phone, and there didn't seem to be any sort of issues. There never are issues when you test by yourself. Could I have Who Wants to Be a Millionaire style called a friend, phoned a friend? Yeah, absolutely.
I think I'll phone Matthew.
Did I? No. So the day of the podcast interview, I had my iPad going and my phone going and my microphone connected. I wanted to get content of me being interviewed. Wouldn't that be so cool? Because then I could make a video about how great it was. And my microphone was like, I don't know what device to talk to, so I've decided I will talk to no one. The host joined the Zoom call and said, Hannah, I can't hear you, which is every person's nightmare. I went into this big panic spiral. I was like, I'll leave the call and rejoin and that will solve it. To which he said, that's not going to solve the issue. You need to select the microphone button. I couldn't see the microphone button. I was slowly blacking out. So I took my headphones out of my ear, threw them in my office. They disconnected immediately, ripped my microphone off, and all of a sudden started talking straight into my phone's speaker, to which the host said, oh, I can hear you now. Great. Hideous sound quality, but great. Mistake number 3. I had no backup plan. It was my Rode mic or bust. The audio quality of this podcast is going to be So at this point, the podcast episode hadn't even started, and I was negative 307 points. We weren't even in the positive or neutral at this point. We were negative, and it only gets worse from here. Here is mistake number 4. Don't insult the podcast host. Yes, I insulted the podcast host. It was a total accident. I did not mean to insult him, but I absolutely insulted the podcast host. And I shat all over his sponsor. Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad in the moment, and then I relived it for weeks. It was so bad. You can check out this video here to see exactly how I insulted the host and his sponsor. Don't insult the host. Don't insult the sponsor, because your podcast host might cut the interview short like he did with me. Mistake number 5. Don't quiz the podcast host on questions he doesn't know the answers to. I asked this podcast host questions that he had not previously known were coming, and he did not get the answers correct. So I had to ad-lib a, yeah, you're close, like Marco Polo kind of situation. We had no pre-call about these quiz questions. He had no idea they were coming, all off the cuff. If you want to see that video, click here. I talk about the exact questions I asked him and the answers he gave me. If you want to have a listen to this absolute horror story of a podcast episode, the link is in the description box below. But again, I don't really recommend it because I don't know if I can listen to it. But I thought I'd tell you the mistakes I made, so when you get interviewed on a podcast, you do not make those same mistakes. I just went to the store, I bought a shovel and a spade. I'm gonna go dig my own grave and hop on inside of it. That's all I have for you today. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.